This is a series of videos to help you review some of the core concepts from the first few weeks of the class so that we can jumpstart into categorical logic when I return from being sick. Our first concept here that we're going to talk about is argument. When you look at the definition of argument in the handout I provided you, argument and deduction, it claims that an argument refers to the reasons that are offered for a particular belief. When you look at those reasons and how they are offered, structurally speaking, we're talking about statements or declarative sentences. Any argument in logic and in academics has a conclusion and at least one premise. That conclusion is a statement that is making a claim about the universe itself. And the premises are statements that are uttered in defense of the truth value of the conclusion. Arguments will be a central concern of our propositional logic class going forward. We're going to learn how to identify arguments, we're going to learn how to structure arguments, and we're going to learn, most importantly, how to evaluate arguments. Our second core concept that we're going to discuss is deduction, and we're also going to talk about what makes a good or a true deductive argument. Right from the handout, I described deduction as proofs or demonstrations of conclusions. So a deductive argument is said to prove or demonstrate its conclusion from the truth value of the premises. There's another way that we can phrase this. The truth value of a deductive conclusion is said to follow from the truth value of the premises. And that following process is a reference to how the premises relate to the conclusion with respect to the rules of propositional logic and structure. That's a reference to validity, which we'll address in our next core concept. However, when we ask the question, what makes a true or a good deductive argument, the answer is both validity and soundness. Soundness refers to what the argument is actually saying and really the truth value of the content of the premises of that argument. Validity, however, as I mentioned, refers to the structure of the argument and how the premises relate to the conclusion. Our central concern in propositional logic will be validity, the nature of validity, and the various rules for validity that have been established in systems of propositional logic, such as categorical logic. Hi everyone. Another core concept that I want to review is validity. As I mentioned in the last video on deduction, the idea of a conclusion following from a list of premises is the idea of validity itself. We want to evaluate whether that conclusion can follow from the list of premises conclusively in order for that deductive conclusion to meet the criteria of certainty. In order to test whether a conclusion can follow conclusively from a list of premises, we need to design rules that are capable of eliminating any possibility outside of various logical structures for an argument. Those rules are the rules or the test for validity. And the rules or the test for validity are a central concern of any system of propositional logic. What we will do going forward in our logic class is we will study systems of propositional logic. And by studying systems of propositional logic, what we will be doing is we'll be studying rules and tests for structural validity. With these rules and tests, we will then evaluate certain kinds of deductive arguments for validity so that we can pursue the sort of certainty that deduction intends with its argumentation and reasoning.